Okay, you asked for it, and so we are delivering. I hear time and again, I want to see more Lake Martin real estate on the Love Lake Martin show. So in this episode, we feature the most expensive house on Lake Martin right now to one of the least expensive. And what a frenzy that was. So I get a fun call last week. This is Monty Wills of Sullivan and Wills from Montgomery, Alabama. And he calls and says, Paige, I have a house to show you.
Yes, and we came up last week and checked out this house, and I think you were taken with it. Is that fair to say?
Oh, that's very fair to say.
Yeah. So when you told me about your blog and your show that you do, I was like, can we please do something up at the house?
Yes. Well, we have featured a lot of fun, interesting, special, big homes, but this right now is the most expensive house on the market at Lake Martin. Can we see?
Let's go inside.
Okay.
So I know you want to get to the water, of course, like who doesn't want to get to the water at Lake Martin? But this house is so dramatic and so grand. I think it's worth checking out some of the other features before we see the amazing waterfront outside.
Yes, yes. Well, let's go into my favorite room, the living room.
I know, right?
It's just grand. I don't know that I've seen a living room quite like this in all the houses I've sold and shown in 17 years.
Yeah, and this house was designed with and built with a care. It's a Keith Norman house, who's a Montgomery architect, and Bill Joyner, who's a well-known coach at Lanier High School, built this house and built to his specific specifications. He knew exactly what he wanted. He had a growing family, and of course, if you're up at Lake Martin, you want to be able to see the water from almost anywhere, which is one of the things that you get here in this room. So Coach Joyner was a collector, so he had these custom built-in cabinets to show off all of his collections in the house.
Now this is amazing. Y'all, this house is so big, we're only going to feature a wing of it. And if you want to see the entire house, you'll have to give up one of us a call. But tell us about this room.
Well, this was the study. This is all handcrafted, imported wood. And I really like it because it just, and when we turn around, you can see it, it just has a command of the whole house. And it's right off of the master bedroom here.
Yes.
And it just feels like a place where you do some real business.
Doesn't it though?
Right?
So Mr. Joyner had quite an amazing business.
He did. He was in 1962, he was the head coach of the Sidney Lanier Poets basketball team. He later was the football coach and athletic director. In fact, I think the gymnasium at Lanier is named after him. And some years later, he started Olympia Sporting Goods at Montgomery Mall, and it was their first location. I remember going there as a kid. And over the next 40 years or so, he built it into a thriving business. I think they had over 9 locations, and they ended up selling sports equipment to teams and colleges and high schools throughout the Southeast. And in 1997, he decided to build this house for his growing family. So let's check out the master.
It's special too.
Okay. So again, you've got this master with this amazing view of the water. These very high ceilings. You've got this sunroom right here, right off of the master. And the great thing, among many great things about this house, is that there's 6 bedrooms. Every bedroom has a master suite.
Yes.
Coach Joyner did not want anyone arguing over who got the small bedroom or who got the small bathroom. So every bedroom in this house has a master suite to it. Not quite as grand as this, because the master still has to be the master, but very impressive.
It is amazing. It is plush. But then what really excites me is I've never seen a closet like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's like a store.
You've got a his and her wing to the closet,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I mean, look.
I mean, hanging bars, shoes, just jewelry. He thought of
all
everything.
built-ins.
Okay, so we take pride in, there's every kind of real estate at Lake Martin, from a cabin, you know, all the way up. And this truly is phenom.
It really is. You know, I grew up on this lake, and I can remember as a kid, you know, for instance, having our boat over at Kalijah. And one of the great things about this house, it has it has its own detached boathouse with 2 pull-through bays, so you can pull your boat right down in there. And the boat that's in this boathouse right now is almost 30 years old. And it's in that condition because it can come up out of the water, and it can be, you know, right here instead of having to take it somewhere and store it.
Yes. Now you have a special term for this kind of house, and I love it.
Well, I think it's a legacy house. I mean, this is, you know, as you noted, one of the beautiful things about Lake Martin is that you can have a cinder block fish camp sort of house, and then you have a house like this with 8,500 square feet, 750 feet of waterfront on 4.5 acres on 3 lots with a detached boathouse. And this is the kind of house that is a legacy. It's a legacy for you. It's a legacy for your children. And I certainly know that the joiners saw children and grandchildren all grow up and come up here. And I think that's just a special opportunity for someone.
Yes. Well, how do we find it?
Well, there is a link that you can go and see at www.208windcrest.com, which is the address. There's a full gallery. There's a 3D walkthrough. There is a virtual tour with some drone footage, and then some other details about the house. And if you're interested to see it, they should give you a call and come up and check it out.
That'd be great. Thank you.
We're looking at houses and we love Lake Martin.
Lake Martin. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful. Well, I've heard this is the place in town to get your sweets.
We definitely have sweets.
Y'all kind of favor. Have y'all ever heard that?
We're sisters. I get asked if we're triplets, but we're not. That she has a twin.
Yeah, I do have a twin.
And you all work at Sweet Gagas?
We do.
We are Sweet Gagas.
Well, so where did you get the name, I guess?
Gaga is our mother. She taught us to bake, so we named it after her. She wanted to be Gigi, but my niece had other ideas, so she's Gaga.
Okay.
Well, come on to the back and we'll show you how it's done.
Okay. And I love how safe y'all are. You said gotta put on gloves if we're gonna touch the food, right?
Definitely.
What are we doing?
Frosted cupcake.
We're teaching you how to frost it. So
Okay.
we're going to show you one and let you have it.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll give you the fuller bag.
Okay,
It's easier.
sounds good.
Keep it tight.
Twist it. Hold it like that.
It's
Okay.
all in the wrist.
All in the wrist. Okay.
You want the single one? I'll show you first if you want to see first.
Yes, please. I want to lick this so bad.
I've actually had people order just bowls of it.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Oh my gracious, look how beautiful. That's not your first rodeo, is it?
definitely
So
not.
how long have y'all been doing this?
We opened in December, but we've been doing cakes for years and years. And then she has a twin, and Look, an ice cream cone.
Got carried away there.
They went into culinary school. She has a twin, and they went to culinary school. But mom taught us at home growing up, and then they decided to go to culinary school. So we've been doing it for a while, so lots of practice.
Love it. Okay, so I'm seeing a mound of orders over there. Talk to me about if we want to order some of these that I don't do. How do we get in touch with y'all, and how much do you need in advance?
We have a Facebook, which is facebook.com/sweetgagas. We also have a website, www.sweetgagas.com,
Okay.
and you can call us. It's 256-392-5676.
Okay. How much notice do you need?
Ideally for cakes or cupcakes, either.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we really like 3 days to a week. A week would be great, but sometimes it's the night before, and if it's the night before, we'll take the business.
Okay. I love it. Spoken like a true entrepreneur. Okay, well, I can't think of a better way to treat your family and friends if you're here for the weekend or for the week. I know you all come to either rest or celebrate something, so remember Sweet Gagas and give them a call.
Hey, I'm Michael.
And I'm Earl.
And we love Lake Martin.
Here she is, quite possibly the most frenzied listing that I have ever had at Lake Martin. Welcome to 201 Marina Bay Condos, right off 49 in Dadeville. Nestled nicely between Oscar's Cafe, Niffer's Bar and Grill. We had 4 offers within 48 hours on this property, listed below $200,000. One of the favorite things about this home is there are no steps between the parking lot, the condo, and the pool. Another great thing is that this home had recently been freshened with new paint, new flooring, and a new fireplace facade. I've already mentioned the pool, but it is literally 12 steps away. So how wonderful is this property if maybe you're not a big lake swimmer, or you don't have a boat, you're more a water watcher than water enjoyer. It does have a designated boat slip, a mere 20 steps away from the condo, and all we hear is how fantastic these neighbors are. So this is the gamut from the most expensive to one of the least expensive. And if you're like me, I believe that wherever you are enjoying Lake Martin, it is a perfect slice of sunshine. Call me. I'd love to talk with you about whatever your price range is.